Hey, what's up, everybody? So I'm gonna do a video just for YouTube. This one's gonna go into detail. I'm gonna show off all the freaking games I own. I'm gonna go one by one. It's gonna be a two-part video because there's a lot of freaking games here. I've been trying to make this in one shot and I've been failing. So I'm gonna go one by one from each game. I'll start from Sega and in the Xbox. So let's get to it. All right, we're starting with the Dreamcast. So I have the original Sim This is a great JRPG one, the first one I ever beat. Grandia 2. Never played Grandia 1, but this one's not bad so far. I'm enjoying playing this one. Storyline's not bad. Alone in the Dark, the grandfather to Resident Evil. The original Alone in the Dark that was released for PC, they actually used elements for that to make the Resident Evil games. And this is the sequel to that one, The New Nightmare. Storyline is really good. They use great sound and lighting for that game. Definitely ahead of its time. Dino Crisis. I mean, come on. Dino Crisis, dinosaurs. Resident Evil tank controls, dinosaurs. You gotta love it. Pretty much Resident Evil with dinosaurs. 18 Realer, great arcade game. I wish I had the stand wheel to fully enjoy it. Star Lancer. So this is made by the same people that did Wing Commander. The guy's also making Star Citizen. And yeah, I didn't know that game was even a thing. I gotta start playing that. Resident Evil Code Veronica. This game was originally released only for the Dreamcast and then later got a PlayStation 2 release. Soul Reaver, Legacy, what's this? Soul Reaver, Legacy of Kain. This is a very good story. I actually gotta go through it because I want to start the other ones. So what's this? Sword of the Berserk Guts. This is based on the animated series Berserk. This is not a bad hack and slash, and if you know the series, it's pretty well, it's pretty true to the series. Blue Stinger. This is the king of time limits. If you like playing a game with time limits, this is your game. It's one of the first games I ever over the place. Sorry, for the Dreamcast, and it is annoying. Dynamite Cop. A lot of people don't know that Dynamite Cop was originally supposed to be Die Hard, but due to the fact they lost the licensing, they ended up making it called. They changed it, called it Dynamite Cop. Chef Love Shack. This is a great trivia style South Park game. Very fun. Dead or Alive 2. Great epic fighting game. I mean, come on, everybody knows that. Flag to Flag is a decent racing game. Toy Commando is actually surprisingly pretty fun. I picked this up a while ago, and yeah, it's actually a good little fun game. Wacky Races. Back in the day, if you know, ever watched the TV show, this is so true to the TV show. Very fun racing game. WWF Attitude. I haven't played this one yet, so I can't really talk more about it. I mean, I'm a wrestling fan, but I don't know how good it is. Crazy Taxi. I mean, come on, Crazy Taxi. NFL, brand new. This is the hockey. This is NBA, NFL. This one is Sega Saturn. So this is a Sega Saturn Tenchi Muyo. I picked this up from Retro Source because I love Tenchi Muyo, but I don't know what this is about. I played the game. I think it's mostly like cutscenes. Like I can't even tell you. I didn't even give it enough chance. All right, coming down here. These cases I love, so I don't have to really pull them out. Spawn, the Demon's Hands, like a fighting game with Spawn. Sonic Adventure 1 and 2, because come on, you gotta have Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. Power Stone, great fighting game. Gundam Side Story is a great fucking Gundam game. Like, you actually inside the cockpit. You can see right there. This is a very fun Gundam game. I'm really sad that we never got a sequel. I Spy, very good game, very different game. Carrier, good horror game. I haven't really had a chance to really get into this thing yet, but I need to. Jet Grind Radio, come on, you know what you know. Lobos, Record of Lotos War. This is like a Diablo style game, dungeon crawler. If you like those type of games, I heard that was a really good one. Zombie Revenge, I heard was really good too. Another little fighting little thing game. I haven't played it yet. Skies of Arcadia is a great JRPG. This game actually was released also on the GameCube. The GameCube one had less encounters and is a little bit more money, but I always feel like I always say, the Dreamcast actually had a better color palette. Going to Sega Saturn, Independence Day, very good. It's a decent game for the movie, nothing special. Alien Trilogy. Oh man, this is a true legit Alien game. If you like an Alien first-person shooter, that's your game. That game should have got re-released. We got Double Switch with just another version of Night Trap. Wing Arms is a good World War II airplane game. Dark Savior is a different time game. It's a different kind of style game. It's an RPG, JRPG platform, a platformer. It's one of those games. Even the graphics are decent for back then. One thing about this game is depending how fast you complete the first stage is what type of story you get. It's one of those type of games. Down here, Die Hard Trilogy. I mean, I've had the steering wheel for it. This is not Night Warriors. This is Virtual Fighter because I had to get the original Virtual Fighter. And the fact they're coming out with another Virtual Fighter game. That makes it accurate. Virtual On is a great game. And I actually got the controller. Let me see if I can. As you can see, I have the Virtual On controller right there. Like, the game is really epic. And with the controller, it's really, really fun to play, actually. It's really cool. Alright, let's continue. Soviet Strike, very good, decent little game. Tomb Raider, this is the first Tomb Raider. This game was actually also released on the PlayStation 1. And I feel like this one's not a bad copy. Now, these are all repros. These are not original, because Sega Saturn games are expensive. Shining Force, Police Knots. This game was not released in the United States. This was only a Japanese release only. But this one is the repro and it has the English package so I can actually understand what's going on. This was actually, I heard, was pretty good, so I really want to start getting into it. Luna Silver Sword. Oh man, this was a Sega CD game. This game is really good. I'm actually looking forward to the new one that's coming out. I actually got to pre-order that. Sega Rally, great game. Deep Fear, I heard this game is actually pretty good too. Pretty good tank-style horror game. I haven't had time to really get into it. Guardian Heroes is good. Iron Storm is a great over-the-top strategy game, especially if you're a World War II buff. This right here is the pinnacle of that. I don't think no game ever came close to that. And this right here is Daytona USA. I'm not really getting into that. Coming down here, let me get a little closer for you. Alright, so this is the only in-box Sega Genesis game that I own. Pitfall, good game. Rambo 3, this is probably the first in-box Sega Genesis game that I own. And this one was actually a really good game, actually. Really good. It's actually also kind of true to the actual movie. Tailspin. What's this? This is baseball. I got this free from a friend. Evander Holyfield Boxing was a great boxing game back in the day. You actually can train your fighter. You know, you got to feed them. You got to have them do exercises. It's actually a very good simulation boxing game. Aladdin. I kind of wish I got the Aladdin for the Super Nintendo because the sound, just the sound quality was so much better on the Super Nintendo. Michael Jackson Moonwalker. So this is a repro. This is not the original. And the reason why. The original Michael Jackson Moonwalker, there was two versions. One with his songs, all of Michael Jackson's songs, and one that didn't have all his songs. Some didn't have Beat It or whatever. This one, since it's a ROM hack, has all his songs. So this one right here is great freaking repro and ROM hack that has all his songs. And you know what? I actually rather this version of everything. Aliens 3. Another great Alien game. Yet again, I wish I had the Super Nintendo version because that one to me seems a bit better, especially with the sound. But this one's not bad. This one's F-22, decent little, airplane game. I'm really into this. I think I brought this to sell it, and I never did. This is Back to the Future Part 3, the hardest freaking game on the Sega Genesis, if you ask me. If you can get past the first stage and not die, you're the man. That's all I'm going to say. Alright, coming down here. Let me see. I may have to do some light. Let me see if I can turn the light on. I got disconnected to turn on light? Okay, never mind. Alright, so let us go. Man, I can't turn on the light. Anyway. Star Trek, Next Generation, decent game. This is actually a pretty good game too, because you can have away missions and all this stuff. And you get to control the ship. It's actually really cool. The Phantom. This is a great freaking platformer game. This is Phantom 2040. I don't know if this is based off the movie, but it's really good. The original Terminator. This is my favorite one, actually. A lot of people like Part 2, but I like this one. I actually want the one for the Sega CD, if I owned the Sega CD, because I felt like that one was just more, I don't know. Then I also got Terminator 2. RoboCop versus Terminator. The Sega Genesis one is actually the better version to me. It's actually more darker, a lot more bloodier. This one is actually a really good copy. Really good game. Sonic 2, because you're going to have Sonic. Now, this is another ROM hack I own. This is Streets of Rage, Scott Pilgrim. So Streets of Rage, Scott Pilgrim Edition. Instead of using the regular Streets of Rage sprites, you use Scott Pilgrim. This is a very fun ROM hack. I enjoyed it a lot. Cutthroat Island is a great freaking co-op game. And if you have a friend or a family, you play that. Me and my cousin went many hours playing that. X-Men, gotta have an X-Men game. X Mutants. I still don't know the story of this game, but it's a really good game. Final Zone is a great mech game. If you want to play a mech game for the Sega Genesis, this is it right here. It's a very good game. Tasmanian Devil, I got that out of a bundle. Mortal Kombat 3, great Mortal Kombat, has tons of characters in it. NBA Hang Time is a great sports game. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Now, I originally got this one because I thought this was the one I wanted. The one that I actually wanted was for the Super Nintendo. This one's just a legit regular fighting game, like a regular, fighting game. Nothing really crazy. The other one is actually like a platformer type of game, which I do own. Toy Story, great game. Down here, it's just mostly just miscellaneous shovelware. Nothing really crazy here that I actually really play a lot. But there is Shaq Fu. You gotta have Shaq Fu. Last Action Hero, and then I also have NBA Jam Tournament Edition and the regular edition because you just got to. Coming up here. Now, starting off the top, I only have 2 Game Boy Color games. Game Boy Color was cool back in the day, but I don't really own too many. I have Wario Land 2, Men in Black. Back there is just regular shovelware for the Game Boy Advance. Down here, these are my Game Boy Advance games. I gotta go through these each individually. I'm probably gonna do that now. So let's start with this one. This is Pokemon Fire Red. Then it's Yu-Gi-Oh! What's this? It's one of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Games. This one is Yu-Gi-Oh! Eternal Duelist. Codename Kids Next Door. This is Dynasty Warriors. Jimmy Neutron. And Harry Potter. Alright, let's start with the other one. So I have Golden Sun. Very good RPG for the game. Mario Kart Super Circuit. Very good one. Yu-Gi-Oh! Sacred Cards. This is the one with Battle City. This is really fun. This is my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh! Game on the actual system. F-14 Tomcat. Very good airplane game. Beyblade G Revolution. And the last but not least, Dragon Ball Z GT was actually a decent Dragon Ball Z game. Alright, this is my PS Vita collection. I'm not really going to get into that. I didn't get the PlayStation yet. But I'm going to start with the DS. From the top, I have Lego Indiana Jones, Sonic Classic Collection, Brain Age 1 and 2, Pokemon Soul Silver, my favorite Pokemon game for the console, Zelda Spirit Tracks, Mario Kart, and GoldenEye. And then right here, I have, what's that game? Lego Batman. So we come down here. Let me get my seat. This is my GameCube collection. So, I have my favorite James Bond game, For Russia With Love. The reason why this is my favorite one, it has the homeboy Sean Connery on it. He reprised his role as James Bond. I think it's one of the last roles he did in acting, period. Very cool game. Batman Vengeance. I'm a big Batman fan, and I don't know why this game got so much hate. I mean, it's not the best Batman game, but it's not bad. Bloody Roar Primal Fury, very fun game. Dead to Rights, it's like a clone of Max Payne back in the day. Some good mechanics. It wasn't a be-all, end-all. Def Jam Vendetta was a great beat-em-up game for the rappers and stuff. Die Hard Vendetta was a so-so game. Social first-person shooter. Nothing crazy. Donkey Kong Jungle Beats I do have also with the Congos. Freedom Fighters, great squad-based shooter. I'm mad we never got a sequel to this game. The graphics are decent. This is a very fun game. Still fun game to play. Where am I? Godzilla Destroy All Monsters. This is a fun little game. I actually enjoy playing it. I originally got it for my son because he loves Godzilla, but it's actually a really fun game. Hunter the Reckoning. If you have 4 friends and you want to play a game, this is the game for you. Hunter the Reckoning is a hard game, but it's a very fun game. My favorite Zelda by far, Zelda Wind Waker. I actually like this more than the one for the N64, or the newer ones actually. Series Fortunate Events, I got this out of a bundle. Lord of the Rings Twin Towers, I feel like on the GameCube was the best. I feel like it was the better version. Luigi Haunted Mansion, this is what started it all. This is a great game. Metal Gear Solid Twin Stakes, this is a great game. But there's one thing about this game I tell everybody, if you want to get this version of it, you got to be careful of. Let me see if I can open this with one hand. This game is known for disc rot. Let me see if we can... So I got one hand, guys. It's known for disc rot. If I want to know this game had disc rot, I would not buy this game online as I did. It's a good game. It still works, but just beware when you buy this game. Metal Gear Solid especially is known for that. Metroid Prime, Pigman, Pitfall, Lost Expedition is actually a great paintball game. Very fun Pokeball game. It's actually almost like a sequel to the original Pitball. Very fun. Pokemon Coliseum is a great RPG Pokemon game. I actually have fun playing that. Very good. Resident Evil 0, very good as well. This one is also fully remade. Or not remade, but it's almost like it was made from the ground up. And they used this to make the other Resident Evil. It's a very good story. Coming down here, Second Sight. Never played it, but heard the story along was good. This Resident Evil is the remaster we got, and this one still holds up to this day graphically. The game was only released on the GameCube at the time. Very fun game. I don't think we're going to get a remake of this game soon. I wish we did, though, but we don't need one because this is still good. 13, the original one, looks good. The remake sucks. Soul Calibur, so I own all three of them. What do you mean by it? So back when this was released, each Soul Calibur for the PlayStation, Xbox, and PlayStation, Xbox, GameCube all had one character. So this one allowed you to play as Zelda. The PlayStation one actually play as Hayashi from Tekken, and Xbox had Spawn. But if you ask me, I think the GameCube had the better one because you had freaking Link you could play as. I said Zelda. My bad, Link. Super Smash Bros. Melee, because you had to have Smash Bros. Spider-Man, Jedi Outcast, good game. Rogue Leader, Top Gun, Tales from Symphonia, and this is still to this day the better port of this game. This is the original one where you get better FPS. For Nintendo Wii, it's very small, but some goodies. Rayman, Raging Rabbids, Sonic Colors, Need for Speed Nitro. This Need for Speed was only released for Nintendo Wii. And it allows you to use the classic controller. I'm not a big fan of the other controller, but it's a very fun racing game. I got to admit. Ghost Squad, good rail shooter. GoldenEye remake. Back to the Future. I love the story for this Back to the Future. Red Steel. Was it Link? Was it Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword? And this is also shovelware. I don't feel like really getting into that. Right here is my Nintendo Switch collection. I'm gonna go through this quite quick because it is a lot. Let me put all this back. Okay, let's go. Shifu, Vengeance Edition, Octopath Traveler 1 and 2, Trails to Ravine. This is the third Trails in the series. This one has all the trail actors from Trails from Iron Cold Steel to Trails from Trails from Zero. I can't wait to play that. I got to beat the first one and the second one. Doom. This is the Doom 2016. The Witcher, The Wild Hunt. This is a complete edition, so it has all the DLCs and everything like that. Put that down there for now. Where was I? No More Heroes 1 and 2. I was told that these are the better No More Heroes. Death Mark 1, Death Mark 2. Those are great novel-style horror games. Link's Awakening was a good remake for the Super Nintendo version. Pokemon Scarlet, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. South Park Fractured But Whole was pretty good. Doom Classic Edition. If you like Doom, this is the edition you need to get. This one's by Limited Run. It has all three Dooms and it has Doom 3 with the DLCs. This is a really fun Doom game. Trails from Zero, great JRPG. I gotta finish this game because I want to get to the sequel. Neo, The World Ends With You. This is a sequel to the anime. Really cool. Zelda Tears to the Kingdom. Surviving the Aftermath. South Park Snow Day. Live Alive was a good freaking game. The Witcher, The Wild Hunt. I think I already talked about that one. Darksiders. This is the War Man edition. This is when you play as War. That's the first one in the series. Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Like I said, I love the show. I love the movie Scott Pilgrim. And that was pretty cool. Luigi Haunted Mansion 3, Rayman, and Super Brothers Smash Bros. Because you need to. Coming down here, this is my Super Nintendo collection. This is the Game Boy player, so I can play Game Boy Advance games. So I have Biker Mice from Mars. This is a great racing game. You can upgrade the engines and stuff like that. 90s kids, you know about Biker Mice. Super R-Type, great on-the-rail shooter. SWAT Cats. I mean, come on. If you don't know about SWAT Cats, you're a 90s kid. I feel sorry for you. Donkey Kong Country, F-Zero, Super Mario World, Killer Instinct, Star Wars Empire Strike Back, Star Wars Return of the Jedi. I'm a big Star Wars fan. Mega Man X, Time Tracks. This game is a hidden gem for the Super Nintendo. I don't care what nobody say. The game is fun. The storyline is good. Spark's Nightmare, another Tasmanian Devil game. Monopoly. Coming down here, I have Tetris 2. Star Trek, another Star Trek Next Generation, Mario Paint for some reason, Pilot Wings, Space Invaders, and Super Street Fighter Turbo. Super Street Fighter Turbo, I must say that. My regular NES games. Not a big fan of the NES, but I do got some beggars. Paperboy, Metal Gear, Contra, Vice Project Doom, Tetris, Solace, Captain Skyhawk, All-Pro Basketball, All-Pro Football, Luna Pool, and Top Gun. And then down here is most of the shovelware. I have Road Runner, Black, Super Bass, and the Super Mario 3 that's not working. And to end up this video, I'm going to talk about the first Nintendo games I ever collected for my collection. And this is my extensive N64 collection. Starting off the back, I'm going to go start talking about my extensive N64 collection. This is going to make it real easy because I do have end labels. And let me start from this side. So I have Zelda Bizarro's Mask, Zelda Ocarina of Time, Pokemon Stadium 2, Mario Kart 64, Super Mario 64, Mario Party, Star Wars Rogue Squadron, Star Wars Episode 1 Racer, Star Wars Shadow of the Empire was a hard-ass fucking Star Wars game, and I think it's also because of the controls. Super Smash Brothers, 007 The World's Not Enough, and 007 GoldenEye. A lot of people are going to hate me from saying this, but GoldenEye, 007 The World's Not Enough is actually a better freaking game than GoldenEye. I mean, before you say anything, play GoldenEye and play World's Not Enough for the N64, then get back to me. Star Fox 64, Duke Nukem 0 Hour, Duke Nukem 64, Perfect Dark, WCW and NWO Revenge, WCW versus NWO, WWF Warzone, WWF No Mercy, Turok 2, Turok 4, the first Turok, Donkey Kong 64, Hydro Thunder, Wave Racer, Banjo and Kazooie, F-Zero X, Command & Conquer, Space Invaders, Winback, Resident Evil 2, Doom 64, Great Doom, 180 Snowboarding, very funny 180 game, Mega Man, Hybrid 3, Hybrid Heaven, Quest 64, Conker's Bad Fur Day, Nightmare Creatures, South Park, Rampage, what is this one? I think it's Blood Harvest, Cruising USA, let me zoom in a little bit, Cruising USA, Blitz, Toy Story 2, Gex 64, Mission Impossible, and Army Man Sarge's Heroes. And that is my N64 collection, and I will end video part 1.